Well, I did a vlog yesterday and it went on for about 20 minutes. Then I went to put it on and I said some words you're not allowed to say on YouTube, because when you do a vlog on here now, it does a scan of the words that you use. So if you use certain words like the C word, and what that is what's going on now, and you know what I mean, or the other word, the you know what down, they take the video down sometimes. So I thought I'm not going to do all that just to get it took down. So you've got to watch that you don't use certain words, because it gets caught up in the what do they call it when they scan through it? I've forgotten. But anyway, I don't know if I've even talked about this now, because I am now full time. I've got 2 days off a week doing gardening on the park. It's really nice. It was supposed to rain today, but it's been nice weather, and it says on my phone that it's going to rain for 10 days and it's going to be cold. And I went for a walk yesterday and all the mountains in the distance were full of snow. So they came the beginning of May, which is strange. But anyway, yeah, we've had the Hercules going overhead really low, and they're back in the airport, so they're probably doing a training exercise. And yeah, I've been waiting to get on my boat again, my kayak, and the weather's just not been right. So it's either been too windy or too cold, or I've been too tired, because I'm back full time now. So 5 days a week. Yeah, I've just planted all my seeds out today. Not all of them, but all the lettuce and herbs. And I think I planted some, I don't know if I did my cucumber and courgette, but I want to grow lots of food like last year. I've got my potatoes are sprouting now, so they'll be ready in a month or so. So yeah, 2 days off a week doesn't feel a lot anymore. It's weird, because when I had my 4 days off a week, I used to get to the 2 days off and then think, wow, I've still got 2 more days. And now I'm back in the morning, so it feels like I don't have much time out. But that's normal on a park, because I'm used to working flat out 7 months of the year and then not working for 5 or 4, and then going travelling. So that's what I usually do. But this is all year round, so I think I'll ask if I can go part-time in winter and just do full-time in the season. But of course we don't know what's going to happen, so you can't ever count your chickens, because times are changing and it changes weekly, monthly, so you can't rely on anything. You just got to take it as it comes. So yeah, my daughter's just had a week at Center Parcs. Normally it would have cost something like £1,000 for a week to be in one of these really nice lodges in the forest, and it cost £300 because of I don't know if it's because they had lots of cancellations or what, but they got it really, really cheap. So they had a nice holiday for next to nothing, and the weather stayed nice. So it, even in the worst of times, things can go in your favour. Now what I did notice the other day when I went into Oban is it was quite dead, which was quite sad to see, because normally Oban is bustling in the season, because you get lots of international travellers, especially in the Oban itself, in the hotels, because they go on the trips to the islands and things like that, and it's been just dead. But what I noticed today, I went on my phone and it had a news item and it said something like, forget Devon, try Oban. Oban is the hidden gem. And I'm like, wow. So they're really pushing for it to get people back here, because I think there's a big difference between places like Blackpool and Oban. Blackpool is mostly English people that go there and Scots, so it's what you'd call locals. It's one of those destinations where you go for day trips. if you live in Yorkshire and Lancashire, and that's where we used to go for our holidays all the time when we were growing up. But Oban is more select. It's not more of a family holiday place. It's more of a touristy place, you know, for people who want to come kayaking, boating, mountaineering, hiking, because it's one of those places that's the gateway to everywhere. So a lot of people come through Oban to go somewhere else and stop overnight or 2 nights or whatever, and it's a shame to see it so dead. I've noticed quite a few shops have gone, which is normal in these times because that's happening everywhere now. But times are changing and you've got to keep up with things, and sometimes it doesn't go as you want it to, and you're like, it just feels sad. I won't eat out again if they've got to do this. You've got to wear the coverings and be traced on the phone. I won't do that, so I just won't eat out anymore. I'll just not bother. But that's quite sad because it takes away some of your socialising, you know. But at the same time, you've got to stick to your guns on this sort of thing. So I just I don't have much time to do it anyway, so it doesn't really matter right now, to be fair, because I don't have 4 days off anymore to go and do that. But and the stuff that I like to do is off the beaten track anyway. I'd rather go for a long walk somewhere than be around lots of people, because I like exploring and discovering things rather than chin wagging with people. So can't say that I'm bothered for me personally, but that's just how it is. So the puppies are a bit sad because they don't see me as much. Paul's going back to work in a few days. They had to delay the opening of the hotel. I think I've noticed quite a few. That's another thing I noticed as well. At this time of year, the hotels are usually 80–90% full in Oban, and so are the bed and breakfasts. And when we went through yesterday, I noticed a lot of places said vacancies, which isn't a normal thing to see at this time. If it's still like this in July, even August, then I'd say it's not looking good for the tourism, because it is usually a lot busier. And of course, because a lot of the countries have been barred from coming here, and we're barred from going to a lot of other countries, the international travel has just been stopped in its tracks. So people that we're getting on the park at the moment, a lot of them I've spoken to are people who wouldn't have come before. The people who would have gone abroad, but the same can't. So we're just starting to explore our own area. So it's actually really nice because there's a lot of Scots turning up here. Last year there was a lot of English came, but this time I've noticed a lot of Scots have come in because they're staying local, which is actually a nice thing, because I love Scottish accent and you don't hear it much, especially in tourism, because I've done it now for 7 years and most of the accents are international, like Polish, we get Australians coming over, English, people from all over, but it's not actually that common to hear the Scottish accent in tourism in Scotland, which is mad, isn't it? And I know there are obviously a lot of Scottish people who do work in tourism, but I'm saying there's a lot of sprinkling of different cultures there, which is nice as well. But I came to Scotland because I like the Scottish accent as well, and I don't hear it that much. It's funny, everywhere I've worked, there's been more Yorkshire people than Scottish. Every time I go somewhere, I say to people, I came here to find a nice Scotsman, and I always end up hanging out with English people, and it's like, where's the Scots? And it makes me laugh. But anyway, yeah, so I told the story earlier, but I can't do it on this because it'll go on for an hour. But I might do this one, put this on now, have some tea, and then do another one and put it on. And put it on, you can do it so that it goes up in a couple of days, sort of thing. So I might just do that later, and just, so if I'm wearing all the same clothes, which I do usually anyway, don't pretend that you've got a wardrobe, Kelly, because I've got about 5 rags that I recycle. I'm going to order some new clothes, make some effort this year to look like I belong to someone, which would be quite funny really, because I'm just not used to getting dressed up anymore. I'm used to just I just don't bother. When you start travelling, you care more about the experience than what you look like, you know, so you don't really care. Anyway, I'm going to go. I hope everybody's well and everything, and I'll speak to you soon.